everybody, my name is Kallister, and welcome back to another video. Today, in this one, it's going to be another Rush Duel deck profile, and in this one, it's going to be my deck profile on the new Music Princess archetype. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm going to call it Music Princess archetype because that's what the skills are off of. At least that's what this skill is called, but they also have Music Fiend, so I don't know what to exactly call it, and I don't want to just call it Music Archetype because that's very vague. It's the new, this person, Tiadosia, I think that's how you pronounce her. Her new deck, basically. This is just came out literally one day. It's like literally the first day when I'm recording this, but I spent money and actually got all the cards for this as well. As you can see, I don't have everything for this because I haven't gone through the event yet to get everything, but I pretty much have everything for it. So this is going to be a deck profile on 2 deck lists because they actually have 2 skills I want to talk about today. I want to talk about both Music Princess Breath, then show you a deck, and also Music Fiend Pierce as well, because I think both skills are actually very good for this archetype. So without further ado, let's actually get into the deck profile. But before we get into the deck profile, let's actually talk about the skill, because the skills I think are really, really good. I think when you obviously read the cards themselves, they read broken. But it's also another thing when it's one of those things for me. The deck reads broken, but when you actually play with the deck, it's not, it's still really good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like Light Galaxy good. You know what I mean? Because I mean, how the fuck is that deck still fucking around? Oh my god, get that fucking deck out of here, please. Yeah, it's still a really good archetype. I really do like this, but they do have 2 ways to play the deck. So I have this one that uses this skill, Music Princess Breath, and then I have this deck to show you that uses Music Fiend Pierce. Now, they're pretty much the same deck list, but they have like 1 or 2 card differences that we'll talk about in 1 second, but they're pretty much the same deck, but I just want to talk about the skills. So the first one we're going to talk about here is Music Princess Breath. Now, this is the level 18 that skill you will unlock when you get Tiadosia to level 18. So you just need to get her to 18 to get this skill. So this skill is really good because you can activate this card, or activate this skill turn 2 onwards by revealing a warrior type monster with 2,000 more defense, which is your tribute summon guys in the deck. And if all warrior or all monsters in your constructed deck are win attribute warrior types or win attribute beast type monsters, which is fine. We're only playing warrior type monsters, and I'll talk about the reason why I'm doing that. But you can also play beast types if you really want to as well. But the effect is you can add a Botan, the Music Princess, or Fusion from your deck or graveyard to your hand. This turn, you can also normal summon or set warrior type monsters with 2,000 or more defense with 1 less tribute. Now, that's like the broken part about this, is not only can you get Botan or Fusion, which does matter for the Fusion summon plays, but you can also tribute summon your 2 tributes for 1 tribute, which is really, really, really broken. So basically, these guys become 1 tribute, which is very insane because they're not half bad cards. Now, to be honest with you, there are better tribute summons in the game. Like this one can gain attack equal to the defense, or gain 800 attack for each defense position monster on your opponent's field. And this one can make it where your opponent can't activate trap cards when your wind monsters declare an attack, which is cool. Wind warrior type monster. Sorry, yeah, it does have to be a warrior type monster, but still pretty much the same thing. So they're like decent types of effects, but there are better tribute summons in the game. But the reason why that matters is because you want to play these guys because the fusions is what are the really broken ones. So this one, for this fusion, you need this one to go into, and for this fusion, you need this one to go into. So that's like the thing you want to do is the fusions do require the tribute summons to go into, but these fusions are broken. Like this one can send up to 3 cards from your hand to the graveyard, gains attack equal to the number of monsters you sent from hand to graveyard times 1,000, and also does piercing damage. So you can like get it to 6k attack that also pierces damage, which is very, very broken. And then this one is a heavy storm. Yep, literally just a heavy storm. It send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, destroy all face down cards in your opponent's spell trap zone, and this card gains attack equal to the number of destroyed by this effect times 600. So if you destroy 3, it gains 1,800. It's a broken ass card. Holy shit. I think this is probably the most broken card in the archetype. Now, it sucks because the good trap cards, Execute Riding and Shiny Shady, can just chain to, or at least activate when this card gets summoned, which is kind of unfortunate. But it makes it where like things like Negate Attack and like, what is it called? What's his name? Like Widespread Ruin and stuff like that, or even like Earthbound, Call of the Earthbound or some shit like that. are just completely dead because the card is just a fucking heavy storm. This card is really, really, really broken. Also, if you verse like a fusion archetype, being able to wipe the back row could matter in that matchup as well. It's a really, really good card. I'm surprised they even printed this, but it makes sense because these two trap cards don't necessarily care about the heavy storm because they'll just probably activate this if they see this gets summoned. But yeah, very broken fusion cards for sure. So for the deck, we are playing 3 of each of the 2 tribute guys. Now, there are other tribute guys you can play, but I'm only playing these 2 because these are the Warrior Win 2 tributes. There is another one, but it's a beast, which matters for exactly this guy, and we'll talk about it in just one second. But yeah, I think these are good enough. These are really good. This is the only tribute summons in the deck, in my opinion, that you need. So I think this is perfectly fine. This one can gain attack equal to the number of defense position monsters your opponent controls times 800, which matters for the other skill that we'll talk about in just one second. And then this one, I also said, can also make it where your opponent can't activate trap cards when your win warrior monsters attack, which is kind of cool as well. It gives it good protection against like negate attack and stuff like that. So these are like decent ones, but you're only really using them for the fusion summons. This guy is really good. I'm not pronouncing the names. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of saying this guy, but you know, the art's right there, so if you do want to see it. But this guy is kind of cool. So you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard, then send one warrior attribute warrior or one win attribute warrior type monster from your hand to the graveyard. Draw a card, and then if you have a normal monster, you can also change the battle position of one monster on the field. This card is very fucking broken in both versions of the deck because this is kind of your deep draw. You sometimes don't just draw the tribute summon, so this guy kind of helps you deep draw, but it also mills too, which matters for this spell card that we'll talk about in just one second as well. So this card is just absolutely insane, especially when you go first. You can like kind of fix your hand, making, you know, mill 2, send up like a worthless card that you're not going to do anything with from your hand, draw a card, and if you have a normal monster in your graveyard, you can just switch himself to defense position matters, because if you normal summon this as an attack, it only has 1,000 attack, but it makes it where you can still draw the card, but put it in defense, so you're protected against like attacks, you know, if you are going first. That does matter quite a lot. This card is very, very insane. I do think you do have to play 3 of this. And now for the other cards that you're just playing, because you, this one matters because during the turn it's normal summon, you can just send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Then if you send a warrior type monster to the graveyard by this effect, you can add a warrior type normal monster, which is kind of cool. So it kind of recurs these guys, which can help you tribute summon, right? So that's kind of cool. Then these are just normal warrior win monsters, which I'm playing, which does matter. I think you don't have to play beast. The reason why I don't like playing beast is because to be honest with you, I don't think that's really necessary. Like, a lot of the time, you'd prefer just to have the warrior typing. The warrior typing is just better than the beast typing, even though the skill lets you get to do like beast warrior monster or beast wind monsters. I think playing just all warriors is probably fine. So that's all I'm doing. This one has 1,500 attack, so that's why you're playing that. This one has 1,400 defense, that's why you're playing that. And bot 10 you're playing because it requires for the fusion materials for both fusion monsters, and it's also searchable through the skill as well. So that's the reason why you're playing 3 of that as well. And then I'm playing Pot of Greed because, you know, you kind of want to deep draw into your tribute summons. I think Pot of Greed is just really good, so I think you have to play Pot of Greed. I'm playing 3 of this dude. This dude is a mandatory 3 of. It's a really broken card. This is the reason why you don't have to play 3 fusion, is because this card exists. This is basically miracle fusion for the deck. So if you have 5 or more wind attribute warrior type monsters in the graveyard, which is why I'm not playing beast, because this needs warrior type monsters in the graveyard to activate. So that's why I'm not playing any beast. I'm just like going up and loading up with warrior monsters. So if you have 5 or more in the graveyard, you can fusion summon a win attribute warrior type monsters by shuffling materials from your hand and or graveyard into the deck as materials, which is really good. So you can, like, if you have the tribute summon plus Baton in the graveyard, you can just shuffle both back and summon out like one of the fusion summons, which is really good. So it's basically, yeah, again, just a miracle fusion that you get 3 of, which is very, very insane. It can also use the hand, which matters. The only thing that sucks is it can't use the field. So I guess that is a downside to it, but honestly, I've never really, you know, mattered about that. I don't really care about using the field, because if I'm going to fusion summon, I just won't tribute summon the dude I want to use as fusion material. So this is a really good card. This is really insane. You do have to play 3 of this. For sure. 100% have to play this card for sure. I'm playing 1 fusion because it is searchable through the skill. I don't think it is as necessary as you think it is. It's cool. I think it's nice to have in the deck just in case you do need to search fusion just to go into a fusion summon play. But you don't need to play more than this. More than 1, because the 1 is perfectly fine. It is searchable in the deck. This is perfectly fine to be as a one of in the deck, because you also have this guy, which is also just very insanely broken. Then I'm playing 2 Execute Riding, 2 Shiny Shady. Now you can just switch the ratios. It's 4 traps. You can kind of just like play 3 Shiny Shady if you want to. I'm playing 2 and 2. They both come up. I do like both trap cards in the deck, so that's perfectly fine as well. And then for the fusions, you should play 3 of each, but I haven't gone through the event enough to have 3 of this card yet. But I would be playing 3 of this card if I did have 3 of it. These are the only fusion summons you need in the deck anyways. There's no other fusion you can make with this deck. So like 2 and 2 will probably be fine as well, because you don't necessarily need to go through 3 in the deck. So this is like the fusion based archetype of the deck. So you're trying to fusion summon a lot, which is why this skill matters, because this will help you fusion summon a lot, and also makes it where these guys are 1 tribute summons, which is kind of insane as well. Now talking about the tribute summon version of the deck. Now this skill is also really good. Now it's not as good as the first skill that I just showed you, but I still think it's really, really good, and why I want to show it off today as well. So I think this is obtainable through just PvP rewards, if I'm not mistaken. I truly don't know how I got this skill. I think it was just through PvP rewards. It's not like unlockable through like the shops or anything. It could be unlockable through the shop. I could be wrong about that. But I think I literally just got it as a PvP reward. So it could be something like that. But if you do have this, it's really good. It can be activated from 2 turn onwards. You can choose 1 face-up assembling bullfighting the Music Fiend, or Digosin, the Music Fiend. So it's like the 2 tribute summons that we're playing on your field that was normal or special summon this turn. This turn, that monster will inflict piercing battle damage. Then you can add 1 Music Princess Whirling Wind from outside your deck to your hand, once per turn if you're going first, twice per duel, or once per duel if you're going first, and then twice per duel if you're going second, which is pretty nice. So this card is very insane as well. Now, you could put this in your deck, but I think since this skill exists, if you're going to play this type of card, you would just play this skill instead. If you don't know what this does, if you have a face-up level 5 or a higher win attribute type win warrior type monster on the field, you can change 2 attack position monsters on your opponent's field to face-up defense position, which matters for this dude, because this dude's effect, I already explained it, is if you it can gain 800 attack for each defense position of monsters your opponent controls, which is insane. So basically, this skill can make this dude basically gain piercing damage, and then you search this dude, which turns 2 guys to defense position. So you can automatically just gain 1600 attack off of this. So it becomes a 4K attack dude, which is kind of insane when you think about it, right? It's 8, 16 plus 24, yeah, 4K dude. And if they have 3 defense position monsters, it gains another 16, so it goes up to 56 with piercing damage, which is absolutely insane. And you're doing that without a fusion summon as well. So you can just set up dumb OTKs as well. There's a reason why I do like this skill a lot, is just because you can turn this guy into a 56 inflict piercing damage, and if you have this guy as well, now they can't respond with like negate attack or Ride's Bed Ruin or some shit like that. Now this is pretty much the same list. You just cut fusion, and I put in just like another like 1 tribute dude, this dude, because unfortunately this makes it since you're not playing the other skill, these guys are just 2 tribute summons. So you probably should play just another like normal summonable dude, but I'm playing a 1 tribute just in case. This is perfectly fine. This can just be another 1 or just a level 4 lower monster in that case. But I'm playing this just because, why not? But it's pretty much the same deck list. You're still playing this because you can still fusion summon. It's not like you can't fusion summon if you're not using the other skill. You can still very much fusion summon. It just gets a lot harder because you can't like search Baton and stuff like that. So I'm still playing this skill because it does come up, or sorry, you're still playing this card because it still comes up in this deck, even though you're more focused on trying to get the tribute summons out. This still does come up just a fusion summon, so I think this is still pretty much worth still playing. So that's the really only difference there. But yeah, I think both skills are very insane, and I will be showing off replays using both decks as well. So that is it for the deck profile portion of the deck. Now let's get into some replays with the deck. Alrighty, now on to our first replay here. So this first 2 replays I'm about to show you are going to be using the skill that lets you search either Baton or Fusion and then make your 2 tributes a 1 tribute instead. So that's going to be the first 2 replays, and then the last 2 replays will be using the other skill as well. So in this duel, we ended up going first, so we just end up just setting 3 cards. I chose to tribute summon out the dude just to get it out of hand so we can draw 5 cards next turn, and we'll just set the fort and pass on that. He's on the 7 Roads Magician deck, so he gets to do this broken ass skill that searches Fusion and I think the Seven Roads Magician. It's a very broken skill. Discards Fusion, then normal summons, tribute summons out the Seven Roads Witch. Witch effect will discard to go ahead and special out Magician. Then go Magician effect just to gain attack, set 2 cards, and then just go to battle. Clear, I don't take any damage, but he does clear the monsters on field. Now we do draw into our tribute summon, so we get to trigger the skill. We get to add Baton because we already drew 2 Music Princess Ballet, which is really good. So we get to search that and then make our guy a 1 tribute summon. So we get to normal summon our Horn Knives, which can add back normal monster if he sent a win attribute normal monster. Now, I was playing this card, but the reason why this card is not the greatest and the reason why I didn't show it off in the deck profile is because it's not a 2K defender. So it makes it where even if you use the skill, it's still a true 2 tribute summon. Now, I think the effect is kind of cool, to be honest with you, but that's the reason why I took it out, is because not only is it not a warrior monster, but it's also because it's a beast monster, but it also doesn't get the 1 tribute because it's not a 2K defense dude. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I did cut it out, but I was playing it in this matchup. So I tribute summon the 1 dude here with just the 1 tribute summon, and then go ahead and activate the Dingosin. I use the guy in graveyard that we set, and then the Baton in our hand to go ahead and make the Heavy Storm do the full orchestra music fiend. And then we use effect, discarding 1 card, and it goes say bye, or sorry. What am I doing here? Oh, he changed Execute Writing here. So he gets to lower the attack here, which is the reason why Execute Writing is good against this. Even though this is a Heavy Storm, they can just do Execute Writing onto the summon to make sure it still gets the value right. But now we can do the full orchestra to make sure we just destroy this dude, which ended up being a buffer slime, which is really good. So we go battle, just clear one of his guys, and we'll just pass it back to him. We have a Shiny Shady as well, so if he tries to go into like a Fusion Summon play or something like that, we are perfectly fine. He uses the skill here to go ahead and send the Seven Roads Witch to the graveyard, or reveal the Seven Roads Witch, adding Fusion and not adding 2, so he doesn't have to discard 1. Normal summons out the Strange Cat, goes into a Fusion Summon play of Seven Roads Charmy Witch here, and then here I'll go 7 Shiny Shady. Book of Moon, both cards. Now, unfortunately, he can just flip this back up, but we just need the Fusion monster in the grave, or just to be face down here. We get to gain 1500, which is pretty nice. He tribute summons over the Seven Roads Charmy Witch to go ahead and summon out Seven Roads Witch. Unfortunately, he did have the Starry Restart, so we get a little bit punished there. But I think it's still like the risk, to be honest with you. But he goes into another Fusion Summon play of the second Seven Roads Charmy Witch, which is unfortunate. But this is fine. He switches this to defense, he gains attack, so we're going to lose our field, which is perfectly fine. But he doesn't have any back row, so as long as we draw good, we should be fine. And we did draw good. We drew the 3rd Battle Ballet, which is fucking insane. Let's go. So the 3rd Ballet will go ahead and just summon out the other Fusion Summon here, which is the Divine Breath, the one that you can discard 3, gain 3,000 attack, or gain 1,000 attack for each monster sent to the graveyard, and then it does piercing battle damage as well, which is very, very, very insane. So we'll go first off, use the skill using revealing the Dingosun to add our Baton to the hand. Just get another monster in our hand, basically, is what it is. We'll normal summon, then go ahead and tribute summon our 1 tribute of Dingosun because the skill is very, very broken. And then go ahead and just normal summon a 1500 attacker. Use the effect, discarding 2, so it gains 2000 attack. Now, if you do piercing, that doesn't matter because he doesn't have anything in defense position. We'll go battle phase, attack over the Charmy Witch, inflicting 22, then we'll attack for 300 here, and then go 1500 directly. So we put him on low life points here, and he has to clear our field, basically. So he goes, normal summons out the Mr. Alchemy, then he uses the skill to add back Fusion, and then he revealed Seven Roads Witch, but he adds back Seven Roads Magician, so he has to discard a card here. Discards Ghost Cyclone, yeah, obviously it's worthless since we don't have back row. Uses the effect to add a Strange Cat, and then draw a card as well, which is kind of cool. And then he goes, set a card, normal summon the Seven Roads Witch effect, discard a card to go ahead and summon out Roads Magician, but Roads Magician effect to just, I don't know why he did this, but he's going to Fusion Summon anyway, so I don't see the point of doing Road Magician, but he goes and summons out this dude, which is kind of cool, which clears our big dude. But now we just have to out this dude is all we have to do, and we draw into, okay, a Pot of Greed is pretty nice. Draw into a Pot of Greed, and now we just need a Fusion Summon here. We have a Baton, so now we just can just search the 1 of Fusion that we have in our deck, tribute summon out our Amblesell Music Fighter, so make sure that our wind monsters are protected from the back row. Normal summon out the Baton. Go into a Fusion Summon play here to go ahead and summon out this second Divine Breath here. We can discard 3 now to make this guy a 6,000 attacker, beat over this guy for game. Now we had 2,200 attack, and now if this ended up being like a negate attack or some shit like that as well, we were protected because of this guy's effect as well. I know there was a lot of explaining there, but I kind of just wanted to explain what the hell was going on. I do apologize about that. But yeah, very good game there. So that was the first replay. Now let's get into the second replay, shall we? Alrighty, now on to the second replay here. Now, we've ended up versing the same deck once again, so we'll be versing the Seven Roads deck once again. But again, this is just to show you what the deck can do. So we ended up going first again, which is kind of unfortunate because we kind of want to go second with this deck. But we do draw okay. We have this guy that can normal summon itself, draw a card because we don't have a tribute. We do have a tribute summon. My apologies. But like it's still an okay hand. We draw into Shiny Shady, which is kind of insane. We do the effect to mill 2 and then dump a card and draw a card. We draw into Music Princess Battle, which would have been cool if we were going second. But since we're going first, we really don't want to do that. So we just go, okay, we'll just set the fort here. We'll set Shiny Shady, set the Horn Knives, and I actually decided to keep Dingson and Music Princess Battle Ballet. Now, to be fair, Shiny Shady can discard one of these cards, so it doesn't really matter that we have to only draw 3 cards because we're going to discard this card. Now we can draw 4 cards on our next turn, so it's still okay. So he goes the Seven Roads skill. It's revealing the Seven Roads Witch, adds Seven Road Magician and Fusion to the hand here, and then discards cards. Discards Seal's Array. Goes normal summon, tribute out the Seven Roads Witch. Goes stream to pop our back row, which is kind of unfortunate. We lose out on it, but that's okay. Goes summons out Strange Cat. Goes into a Fusion Summon player. So the last card in hand is a Seven Roads Magician, so we do know that. Summons out the Charming Witch. Charming Witch to switch this attack, go into a battle phase, and then just attack over for 2,300 damage. But we are fine. We're not dead, so we can draw into playable, which is insane. And this card is really good because we can use its effect. It doesn't do it only on the turn it's normal. Somebody can do it whenever. So we get to do its effect once again. We'll discard the Baton, mill 2, draw into an Execute Writing, which is really good. And the reason why we discard Baton is because we can use this as fusion materials anyway. So we just switch this to defense, which is pretty nice as well. That this can switch any monster to its battle position, which is really insane. We'll activate the Music Ballet, Fusion Summon out our Divine Breath Music Fiend, which is very insane here. And now we can do Divine Music Fiend effect as well, but we'll use the skill first to make sure we can get another monster into the hand. And then we'll discard 2 here, summon to make this 5k and inflict piercing battle damage, and then 1 tribute summon out the Dingerson because we did use the skill this turn. And we also have Execute Writing still in hand, so we can set that. But this should pretty much be the end of the game because we can make this gain 800 attack because there is a defense position monster. Attack for 34 piercing and then 32 directly for game as well, which is very, very insane. So pretty good stuff overall there. A nice little OTK there I wanted to show off. But now let's get into the other deck list using the other skill. Alrighty, so this first replay using the other skill that this deck can use is going to be a little shitty because this is just to show you what it can do. So the deck it's versing is honestly not the greatest deck in the universe, but I just want to show you what the deck can do with the skill and why I think the skill does have potential in this deck as well. So we draw, we are going first, unfortunately. So we draw into this dude again, so we get to deep draw, which is pretty nice. Mill 2, we discard the normal monster, draw a card, and we put it in defense. We'll just set the fort here, keep a tribute summon in hand, and we'll pass on that. And we also have the Music Princess Battle Ballet, which is pretty nice. And then he just goes ahead and normal summons and tribute summons out these guys. Again, pretty shit deck because if it's a competent deck, a competent deck wouldn't be doing this. But I just want to again show off what the deck can do. So he's going to clear the field anyways, which is pretty nice for him though. So we'll pass on that. But we have a 1 tribute and we have the ballet still, which is pretty nice. So we'll draw and then go. Unfortunately, we drew all the fucking 2 tributes, which is kind of unfortunate. So we kind of have to draw kind of nice here, unfortunately. But we do the effect, milling 2, discarding 1 of the tribute summons, and then we draw into Baton, which is really insane. So now our fusion is live as well, which is why I don't think you need the other skill as necessary. You can still fusion summon even with this skill, which is pretty nice. So we drew into Baton, making it where we can probably OTK him because of what this skill does. So we'll go ahead and switch one of the monsters to defense position. Normal summon Baton, tribute summon out the Dingerson. I accidentally do the Dingerson effect. Do not do this. Do the skill first, then do Dingerson's effect. You'll see why in 1 second. So we'll do the skill here. We'll make it where he can do piercing battle damage. And then we'll add this spell card to the hand from outside our deck. Now we can do this spell card effect here to put the other two monsters to defense position here. And if we trigger Digasun later on, so let's say we do this now and then do Digasun's effect, Digasun, I'm definitely mispronouncing that name. Digasun's effect, we would have, he would gain, what, 8, 12, or 8, 16, 2400 attack. So he'd go to 58, or 5200 attack, which is very, very, 52? Is it 52? 8, 16, 24. 24 plus 24 is 48. No, I'm a fucking idiot. Ignore me. It goes up to 4800 attack. That would have piercing battle damage, which is pretty nice as well. But now we can go with the fusion of, since we did have bots on, now we can fusion summon from our graveyard, summoning out this dude, Divine Breath, and we can now just discard the other two monsters in our hand, make it gain go to 5000 attack, and do piercing battle damage. Now he's just dead because he has 800 and 800 defense with these guys doing piercing battle damage. Takes 42, and he's going to take a fuck ton of damage there. I think that's 2400 he takes there for lethal. So even though the deck wasn't the greatest that we versed against, I still wanted to show off that combo because I wanted to show off this skill and what this skill can do, because I also think this skill has potential as well. So now let's get into our last replay. Alrighty, so now on to the last replay here. Now we versed Hero using this second skill of the thing here. Now this is I wanted to show off this one because I wanted to show off why this skill isn't as good, because you have to draw the right tribute summon. You have to draw the Digasun. If you draw the other tribute summon, it's not the greatest in the universe, and you'll see why in 1 second here. So we lost the die roll finally, so we get to go second, and our hand is pretty good going second. Pot of Greed, the fusion, all pretty nice, but we drew the wrong tribute summon because this one isn't the greatest. With using this skill isn't the greatest in the world. So he goes into his hero play, he gets to add Burstinatrix to hand, but he just sets the fort here and we'll pass. We draw into just another tribute summon. We'll go Pot of Greed to draw another 2, and we drew, you know, nice draws. We drew 3 Horn Knives, which is very insane. So we just have to go tribute summon 2 of them to go ahead and summon out this dude. You'll do the effect to make sure he can't trigger anything like negate attack or anything like that. So we'll just attack over because we didn't have the greatest hand in the world there. So we'll pass back to him and hope to God he doesn't have enough. He does Rising Hero Agent once again, and he gets to reveal the Clayman one this time. And he actually hits 2 Claymans here, so which is very unfortunate for him because his field is kind of filled up right now. So he kind of has to clear his field. Now he does do the skill. He's going to send the hero to make this guy lose 800 attack and then add fusion. Is it 800 attack? No, it's not. 600 attack, sorry. But since I think his back row is cleared, and even though I think he can fusion summon, I think the back row is what's fucking him because his back row was cleared, or it wasn't cleared. I'm assuming these are just trap cards he was kind of just saving. So he just has to set and pass back to us, and we draw into, honestly, not the greatest. Hope to God we can draw something off this card, though. We use the effect mill, and then we draw into, again, nothing, and we didn't really mill anything. We didn't mill any of our tribute summons, so our Music Princess Battle Ballet is dead once again. So that's very unfortunate. If we had the other skill, you know, it still wouldn't do anything because we still don't have a tribute summon in our hand. So we kind of just have to go, okay, use our 1 tribute summon that I have in the deck to summon out. He uses Shiny Shady here to go ahead and Book a Moon this guy. Now, fortunately, we can just flip it back up because it was, you know, it wasn't summoned this turn, so we can just flip it back up. We'll just normal summon out a 1500 attacker, use the effect. I think I already used the effect, but I accidentally used the second effect once again. Doesn't really matter. We just want to deep draw our way out of this anyways, clear our hand for that. So we just go battle phase, attack over, clear the monsters on the field, and then, but now his field is cleared, and now he should be able to fusion summon. On his turn, summons out Burstinatrix and Avion, go into a fusion summon play, go into Burst Wingman. We will lose out on the Battle Ballet that we have set. But he does do Rising Agent first. He should just clear first, but he does play it just a little bit weird here. He doesn't hit anything off of it. Then does effect to make this gain 1000 instead of making this gain 1000. So it makes it a lot bit more easier for me to clear this, but he does use Seal, so he's going to clear both of our big guys that we have on field here. So he's shuffling back materials back to the deck. Normal summons out Clayman, sends Clayman to make this lose 600 attack, and then he adds Fusion. But now he can just clear with the 2 monsters on field, but he does leave us with a 1500 attacker on our field, and we finally draw into nothing, but we drew into the 3rd Battle Ballet, so we can Fusion Summon, unfortunately. So we'll just go ahead and Fusion Summon the Heavy Storm dude. So he has to trigger something now, does not, and it was a negate attack and a Buffered Slime. Holy shit, that was an insane hit off of that. And we do send the Shiny Shady, and then we'll normal summon the Music Princess Melodic Crown to go ahead and just draw, and hope to God we can draw a Tribute Summon, which we did, but it wasn't the correct Tribute Summon. If it was the other Tribute Summon, it would have been insane, but it didn't. We go Pierce to add back, or to add the spell here. Now, I accidentally trigger the Music Fiend effect. Do not do that. I actually do trigger this. We already cleared all the spell traps. There was no point of doing this, but I just kind of was clicking buttons, and I forgot I had a card in hand, so this can discard that. I accidentally triggered the effect. I probably just would have activated this to make this gain piercing was all I guess I could have done, but unfortunate there. Inflict for 2,000 and just attack over. Now this wasn't lethal anyway, so it was perfectly fine. Oh, sorry, this had piercing. Why does this? Oh, because the skill. The skill gave it piercing. I'm sorry, but I could have switched this guy to defense, but it didn't matter because it wasn't going to kill him anyways. But he just sets the fort here. But now again, we can just do the Heavy Storm again because this is a once per turn effect, which is very, very broken. It's not on only can do it on the normal or special summon of itself. It can do it just once per turn. So we just bye back row, and now we can just clear the field. So even though we ended up winning the game, not the greatest performance there, just because we didn't draw the right Tribute Summon. If we drew the other Tribute Summon, I think the game is over, but we drew the wrong Tribute Summon. Now, this Tribute Summon still is okay, and you still want to play it for the other for exactly this dude, but, still not the greatest thing in the universe. But we still end up winning the game here, so we just attack over and then attack for 4,700 as well there. So, yeah, that is it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more content on the channel. If you want to see some more Rush Duel content, please do subscribe. I think I'm going to be doing more of that as well. I do kind of apologize. I was rambling there, and I kind of wasn't saying the name of the cards. That is just on me. I do apologize about that. I do truly apologize about that. But I do think this deck is kind of cool. Is it the greatest deck in the universe? Probably not. I think still Light Galaxy is fucking insane because that deck still exists for some reason, but it's still a really cool deck. I do like it. When you read the cards, it does read broken as well, especially since they have a spell that's Miracle Fusion that you use to play at 3 as well. So yeah, and all the fusion monsters are also very broken. Heavy Storm pretty broken, and the other fusion being able to, boost to 6k and then do piercing damage, also very broken as well. But I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.